We have another guest with us who's not speaking. Todd, where are you? Over there. Okay. You want to stand up for a minute? Todd Price is a faculty member here at National Louis and is conducting data collection with our alumni and with our principals who hire our alumni to get an idea of the needs of the schools in the Chicago area. And how well our graduates are doing. So if we have any principals in the audience, he would love to have 5 minutes of your time sometime this morning. Okay? Whenever we do have a break, we do have a discussion time. If you feel like you can give him 5 minutes, that would be great. We have food. If you haven't taken advantage of that, please do. I really don't want to cart all that back to my house. The restrooms are out the door. The women's is at the far end of the foyer. Where's the men's?
Right there.
Oh, okay. I don't use the men's. So I don't know. All right. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our Dean, Alison Hilsabeck, the Dean of the National College of Education, and she will get us going. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's really great to see you here, especially on this kind of a day, which I think if you trek out in it, it gives you a certain amount of energy, you know, once you get where you're going. But there's a huge initial resistance, at least on my part, to getting out to begin with. So I appreciate that everybody's made that effort, and I think it's really going to be very worthwhile. So I welcome you to our campus, one of our campuses, and I'd just like to say, I'm going to not say a lot, I'm going to get out of the way and let the people who really know what they're talking about here talk, but I just would like to say that I am excited about the conversations today. I think they're going to be great conversations. I believe very strongly in the notion of practitioner research. I think our institution sees practitioner research as a true cornerstone of the inquiry stance that's really necessary for real professional development and real sustaining work as an education professional. In Jerome Bruner's book, Making Stories, he says, "What we know intuitively about stories is enough to get us through the familiar routines, but it serves us much less well when we try to understand or explain what we're doing or try to get it under deliberate control. It's like our early and naive grasp of space and number celebrated by Jean Piaget. To get beyond implicitness and intuition, we seem to need some sort of outside hoist, something to take us up a level. One might say that we know intuitively, what we know intuitively about our existing practice as educators represents a similar kind of challenge. We need to take our understanding up a level all the time to explain our practice and to put it under our deliberate control." In the American Academy of Education sponsored book, Preparing Teachers for a Changing World, the authors focus on the importance of the teachers as adaptive experts and prepared for effective lifelong learning that allows them to continuously add to their knowledge and skills. But they distinguish, I think, importantly, between routine experts and adaptive experts. Routine experts, they note, develop a core set of competencies that they apply throughout their lives with greater and greater efficiency. In contrast, adaptive experts are much more likely to change their core competencies and continually expand the breadth and depth of their expertise. This restructuring of core ideas, beliefs, and competencies may reduce their efficiency in the short run, but make them more flexible in the long run. These processes of restructuring often have emotional consequences that accompany realizations that cherished beliefs and practices may need to be changed. So today we have an opportunity for some conversation around practitioner research in action, sharing the use of that research as a set of tools that provide that outside hoist that Bruner talks about, and take us up a level, help us inquire into our work and into our cherished beliefs and practices as adaptive experts that are committed to being master educators. So I think it's going to be a truly great conversation. We have some really wonderful people here with us. We're very lucky to have them to speak with us, and I'd like to talk a little bit about them. I'm not going to spend a tremendous amount of time. You have some biographical materials, but I want to talk first about Frances Rust, who is the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty at Erickson. I know Frances a little bit from being on the Council of Chicago Area Deans of Education together. She's previously was a professor of teacher education at New York University's Steinhardt School of Ed, and has been in early childhood education for many, many years, founded 2 early childhood schools based on both the Montessori method and the British infant school movement. She's directed undergraduate and graduate level teacher educations in pre-K-12 education, published widely on topics related to teacher preparation and quality, teacher-driven action research and school improvement. Very active in a number of professional organizations, served as the editor of the Journal for Early Childhood Teacher Ed, and currently is on the editorial boards of the Teacher Education Quarterly and Teachers and Teaching, Theory and Practice, and the Journal of Early Childhood Teacher Education and Voices. She has been for many years a passionate and very active advocate for teacher action research and for the power of creating networks such as the Teachers Network Leadership Institute to allow that power to work across groups of educators, not only to have it be an isolated strength that someone might bring into their classroom. So she brings a tremendous amount of expertise, energy, and passion into this work, and I'm just really grateful that she's going to be speaking with us today. Joe Sinise is an old buddy from our days at Northwestern. Joe just retired, I can't believe it, after it's the early retirement system in Illinois. From 34 years of public and private school teaching, he was a middle school and high school English teacher, assistant principal at Highland Park High School. He holds a doctorate from Loyola and has taught for a number of years in the graduate program at Northwestern. What that doesn't tell you, though, is the degree to which Joe was an enormous champion in the Highland Park schools for the real active and productive use of teacher action research. Just really, I think, mentored a lot of people into that, and also was very conscious of bringing external folks into that. I always get an invitation every year to come look at the projects. And is now teaching action research at Northwestern. And I know doing a fabulous job. So it's really great to see Joe here. Nicole Zampano is a longtime CPS teacher. Where are you, Nicole? Oh, there you are. Okay. A longtime CPS teacher, 16 years at her current school, and she initially, for most of those years, teaching 4th grade in a fairly difficult school with, what did you say, 46% turnover in students, mobility in students, and very high mobility among teachers. So she's a persevering, excellent teacher, and she is now taking a leadership role in technology integration in that school. So she has lots of wonderful things to talk to us about too. And I had a chance to talk a little bit to Matt Wallace this morning. Matt is in his 2nd full year at Stevenson High School, right?
Yes.
As a foreign language teacher in Spanish. And with team partners doing some very interesting action research with the help also of the reading specialist in that school. He's going to have a lot to tell us about that. And he's a really great example of one of those people that had an initial interest in business and then realized his true calling. Always love to see those people. So please give a round of applause for our panel. They're really great folks, and we're grateful for that for sharing their time with us today. I am going to turn it back over to Linnea.